Tonight's top story, she may not be the only one charged.
Karen Carter Peterson resigned from her state Senate position back in April, and now she is set to plead guilty to a very serious federal charge. And those in her network who helped her could face charges too.
To come on this journey with me.
Former state senator Karen Carter Peterson says she struggled with a gambling addiction for more than 2 decades. Now she's owning up to the wire fraud scheme federal prosecutors allege fed that addiction. She apologized on Twitter, writing, quote, "Today marks an important step in my lifelong recovery as I continue to address my gambling addiction." A bill of information filed Thursday describes 7 years of fraud totaling at least $50,000 that could land her up to 20 years in prison. Federal prosecutors say the web of the operation involves the Louisiana Democratic Party, which Peterson used to chair, and the Karen Carter Peterson Campaign Fund. The alleged scheme also involves 6 unnamed associates of Peterson and some of their companies. Court documents say Peterson wrote checks from her campaign fund to persons 1, 2, 3, and 4, falsely reporting it as a campaign expense, then had them cash the check and give the money to her to use for personal expenses or pay off gambling debts. Prosecutors also say she would use Democratic Party funds to pay her associates' companies, even though they provided no campaign services, then receive all or some of those funds for her own use. Sources tell NOLA.com one of those companies was Jalen Group, a political consulting company owned by Graylin Banks, brother of former city councilman Jay Banks. Others involved could face charges, says Loyola law professor Dane Cialino.
There are other people, culpable individuals involved in this scheme that she no doubt is cooperating against. Whether they, too, are getting ready to plead guilty, we'll see before too long.
Peterson's addiction struggles will likely be considered during sentencing. Peterson says she has paid back all the funds she used as a result of her addiction. She's due in court August 1st, where she is expected to plead guilty to a district judge. Reporting in New Orleans, Devin Bartolotta, Eyewitness News.